Hi and welcome everyone to another video. My name is Denis. Today is going to be my team selection for Gaming 27 of Fantasy Premier League, but now let's just jump straight into it. Okay guys, so as I said before, today is going to be my team selection for Gaming 27 of Fantasy Premier League, where I'm going to show you my plans and strategies for the future. But before doing that, I just want to discuss real short about Gaming 26, because long time no see, it feels like forever since Gaming 26 started. Obviously a double gaming. Now looking at my screen, as you can see, just 60 points for me in gaming 26. This was a double gaming for Arsenal, the first double gaming of the season, and I can say it pretty quickly, it was a pretty fail gaming for me, considering that I used my triple captaincy on Gabriel, on a defender. The first time ever I'm captaining a defender. Bear in mind, triple captaining a defender. But again, just real quick, probably it is a fail. Now again, Gabriel scored 7 points, so at least I think that playing FPL for such a long period of time, I know that it could have been really more worse than it actually is. In the first part of the season, I triple captain Erling Haaland against Leeds when he scored 2 points, so 7 points is not the end of the world. But probably I think that in the future, at the moment we don't know if there are going to be any more double gamings besides gaming 33, but probably another triple captaincy option is going to outscore Gabriel. I think that's pretty much really possible, let me just call it like that. But again, other than that, yeah, what can I say? It was it a bad decision to triple captain a defender, to triple captain Gabriel? I'm not so sure if that it was a really bad decision. This is the lowest two gamings for Gabriel, when he scored just 7 points. That never happened ever before this season, at least. So again, for Arsenal to play two decent games, to not keep any clean sheets, really happy that he got an assist. At least he got defensive contributions in the first game, that really helped obviously, but it was pretty much disastrous. I expected at least a clean sheet, to be honest with you, with Gabriel, maybe some attacking returns, but maybe some bonus points. But Arsenal didn't keep any clean sheet in those two fixtures. So again, it is a pretty much fail. It's not nice to be on a red arrow when you use a chip in FPL, but again, triple captain was pretty bad for me this season, in the first part of the season, as I said before. So yeah, it's okay. Rice on the other side, 14 points, really happy with him. To be honest, the biggest disappointment for me in gaming 26 was actually having double Crystal Palace defense at home against Burnley, and they didn't keep a clean sheet. So that was the biggest fail of them all. Because yeah, I'm really happy that I had them obviously against Brighton in gaming 25. If you still remember that, they kept both a clean sheet against Brighton, and they couldn't keep a clean sheet against Burnley, and they also conceded 3 goals. So yeah, not great. Not terrible. Lacroix at least got defensive contributions in that game. Now, my other players from my team were pretty rubbish. Elliot Anderson again carrying the team with 5 points. Enzo, Rogers, Bruno Fernandes all blanking. Ekitike blanking. Haaland with 5 points, but it doesn't really matter that much. And on my bench I had Thiago and Alderete with a lot of blanks. So again, dropped from 88k back outside of 100k. But again, it was a fail. Let me just call it that. From my point of view, it was a fail for me, because I expected to get at least a green arrow from my triple captaincy, for considering that I had double Crystal Palace defense against Burnley. It was a huge differential, but it didn't work out like that. And of course, in FPL you need to have a little bit of luck. But I have 3 free transfers going into gaming 27. Let's see what we can do with that. Alright guys, now let's move to gaming 27. This is how my team is currently lining up for this gaming of Fantasy Premier League. As I said before, I have 3 free transfers and 0.2 millions in the bank. So definitely I can make some transfers. Now I'm going to talk about each position, then I'm going to talk a little bit about my plans for the future and my transfers, which I'm planning to do this gaming. But to be honest with you, I wish I could give you a definite answer of what I'm actually going to do before the deadline. But the honest truth is that I have a lot of possibilities, and you're going to see when I'm going to talk about my team. I can even roll this gaming, or I can do 2 free transfers. So again, the transfers are really precious in this part of the season, but at the same time my rank is not amazing. I'm still outside of 100k, so I feel like I want to go a little bit different. But let's start with the defense. Raya is going to be my goalkeeper. I'm going to play him instead of Dubravka pretty much every time. Gabriel, I'm just going to play him every gaming. So double Arsenal defense against Spurs away. It is a derby. Obviously, I can see Arsenal conceding. Obviously, after they conceded against Wolves, against Brentford. Again, they are still the best defense in the Premier League, so I'm really happy to have Gabriel, and he has a lot of attacking threat. But again, it's a tough fixture. Now, Munoz and Lacroix, coming back from that Burnley fixture when they conceded 3 goals against Burnley, I don't actually feel that optimistic about this double defense from Crystal Palace. With Munoz, obviously, I'm really happy. Again, if you saw the game against Burnley, Munoz got over 1x GI, so he should have got some attacking returns in that fixture against Burnley. I feel like I was a little bit unlucky there. But again, Lacroix really good for DEFCON. Wolverhampton at home, although they scored 2 goals against Arsenal, this is still a good fixture on paper. And if you're free hitting this game week, you probably everyone is going to have Munoz on a free this game week. So again, who are we trying to kid here? Really happy again on paper with Munoz Lacroix, but if I need to make some transfers, this is a position where I can find some money because with my midfield, I'm pretty happy. Let's start with Alderete, Dorgu are going to be on my bench for now. I have Alderete also against Fulham, but I just think that I prefer Lacroix to him. I preferred again Alderete. Honestly, Sunderland at home against Fulham, it could be a decent fixture, but I don't know. I don't know. At the moment, I'm playing Lacroix. Enzo Fernandez against Burnley, there's no way I'm going to sell him before that fixture. Probably from next game week onwards, I'm just going to sell Enzo to an Otara Dango, to a Wilson, to a Florian Wirtz, or someone like that. Bruno Fernandez, I'm going to keep. Rogers, I'm just going to keep. Anderson is okay. He's on my bench. I just think that my other players are better than him. And Declan Rice is a player, again, which he's a really good pick. He's not going to score a lot of points. I'm not expecting a lot from Declan Rice. But again, at some point, Arsenal and Wolverhampton are going to blank in Game Week 31. So at some point, probably Declan Rice is a player I want to sell. Now, I can do that this game week. I can sell him to someone like Dango, but I just don't think that's such a big rush to do that. I can see Rice getting defensive contribution in this fixture. He could pop up with some assists. So yeah, again, Rice is an interesting one because do I think that Dango is definitely better than Rice? Not exactly. I think that it's more exciting, definitely, to have someone like Dango, to have someone like Ryan, to have someone like Harry Wilson. But are they much, much better than Declan Rice this gaming? I'm not so sure. So Declan Rice is going to be a player I'm going to monitor. He's going to be out of my team, either this gaming in 27 or in gaming 28. But let's finish with the forwards and then I can discuss about my transfer strategy. Thiago, Haaland, Ekitike, perfectly happy with that front line. Now, again, Haaland is still flagged here on the app. We saw some picture. I saw some pictures. He was in training for Manchester City. I think that he was rested in the FA Cup. Now, again, if there is going to be some doubts around Erling Haaland being fit for this fixture, I'm just going to sell him and buy probably Mohamed Salah instead of Rice or Florian Wirtz or anyone. But if Haaland is fit, I see no reason for me to sell him. I think that he's a good captaincy option against Newcastle at home. Newcastle are sandwiched between their UEFA Champions League games, so they are going to be a little bit more tired than Man City. So yeah, Haaland is going to be in my team if he's going to be fit. Ekitike, really happy with him. Alexander Isak is not going to be out until he's going to be out for 7 weeks at least when he's going to be back in training for Liverpool. So I don't think that's a problem for Ekitike. Is he going to start all the games and play 90 minutes? For sure not, but he's still a decent option. And Thiago, again, I kept him for all the bad fixtures. So now the fixtures for Brentford actually are really good. So yeah, Thiago, that price on penalties, he's just a really great option. And he had a lot of chances to score against Arsenal. So I don't even know how he didn't score against them in that game. Now, I have three free transfers, and I'm going to be honest with you. Let's assume Haaland is going to be fit. If I had the money to go from Rice to Florian Wirtz in one move, I would do it probably, but I can't do that. So that's why I'm not sure if I want to do it this gaming. But again, my initial plan was to sell Rice to Otara Dango this gaming, and that would allow me to buy Florian Wirtz next gaming by selling Enzo Fernandez. So that was my initial plan. But is Dango against Brighton at home a huge upgrade on Declan Rice against Tottenham away? I'm not sure. Definitely, again, we saw Dango. We know that even from last season when he played for Bournemouth, we know that he's that kind of player who can get 2 goals. He can get multiple attacking returns. That's what I'm trying to say. So definitely, it's more exciting to have someone like Dango than someone like Declan Rice. But I'm just not sure if he's such a huge upgrade. In Gaming 28 against Burnley, I definitely want to have Dango, Shade, or any Brentford player. So I'm going to look into that. Now, to be more I try to be more clear. I could roll this gimmick. I don't think that I'm going to roll, but that's option A. I could just sell Rice to Dango and be done with it. I think that I'm pretty happy with my defense and my overall team. Or if I really want to go a little bit more different, if I want to go for someone like Florian Wirtz, for an example, which is a player I really like, and I obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, so I really want to have him into my team. I think that he's playing much better in the last for a couple of gamings already. So yeah, I think that he's good. I think that he's more exciting to have than Declan Rice. Is he such a huge upgrade for just one gaming compared to Rice? Not, but Rice is also going to blank in gaming 31. So my strategy is going to be to dead end in gaming 31. So I need to sell Declan Rice anyway in some gaming. And why not sell him before Tottenham away and Chelsea at home? These fixtures are not great, obviously. So yeah, if I want to go for someone like Florian Wirtz, I need to find out some money. Now, I'm leaning more and more towards selling Declan Rice and trying to find a way to buy Florian Wirtz and maybe just go for Otara Dango in Gaming 28 when Brentford are going to play against Burnley away. Now, to have Florian Wirtz instead of Declan Rice, I need to find out 0.7 millions. And that's why I said at the beginning, from the defense, that's the place I can get the money. Because Enzo, Bruno, Rogers, I don't want to sell these players. I could actually just sell Anderson to someone like Stach, but I'm just not sure if I want to do that. But again, that's an option if I want to keep Lacroix for another gaming. Now, my initial thought was to upgrade Lacroix, but again, I don't feel great about selling Lacroix before having a decent fixture because it feels like I'm rushing the transfer a little bit, which I could just sell Lacroix next game when before Man United, before Spurs. But if I want to sell Lacroix, I have 4.4 millions to buy a defender. Now, the obvious replacement would be probably James Hill from Bournemouth. It's a decent fixture. It's not amazing. I think that I would prefer to have Lacroix against Wolves than to have Hill against West Ham away because West Ham are actually playing a little bit better at the moment. But these are my options. I don't think that I'm going to go for any other defender. I could go honestly for Konsa from Aston Villa, but yeah, I just don't know if I want to do that. If I had the money to go for Matty Cash and if he's fit, I would definitely go there. So this is an option to sell Lacroix and Declan Rice to James Hill and Florian Wirtz. Now, is this such a huge upgrade? I'm not so sure because Lacroix, as I said before, I think that he's better than Hill for this gimmick specifically. And Florian Wirtz, I think that he's a little bit better than Declan Rice in my mind, a little bit more exciting. But is this worth using two free transfers? Yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure, but I'm also don't mind doing it, to be honest with you, because I have three transfers. My team is looking pretty okay. My forward line is amazing. I mean, not amazing, but I'm not going to change my forwards. I'm not going to change Bruno, Rogers, these players, Enzo for this fixture. So that leaves me with my defense. Now, other options, let's say, let's go again with Florian Wirtz. Could be again to sell Gabriel, but I'm not going to do that. I can't do that by selling Dorgo. I can't do that by selling Alderete. And if I'm going to keep one Crystal Palace defender, I'm just going to keep Unoz instead of Lacroix. So my only other possibility would be to sell Raya. Now, I just thought a little bit about this strategy. I'm just not sure if I want to do it. But again, Arsenal are they have a little bit of pressure at the moment because Man City are there, and again, is that going to impact them? Are they going to play much better because they know that they can't afford to make any more mistakes right now if they want to win the title, obviously. So again, is that going to make them a stronger defense, or is the pressure going to get to them? I can see Arsenal conceding against Spurs, against Chelsea, even against Brighton, honestly. But again, at the same time, they are the best defense in the Premier League. But if I want to find a way to buy Florian Wirtz, and if again I can keep Raya because I have Dubravka, my second goalkeeper, and makes a lot of sense because uh, doing a transfer to sell Raya when I have my second goalkeeper Dubravka, who's going to have a fixture in gaming 31, doesn't make a lot of sense. I understand that, but at the same time, I want to still keep Lacroix for Wolverhampton at home, and I feel like I can even upgrade my goalkeeper because, for an example, the obvious option to go would be Flecken. Sorry, not Flecken. Kelleher. Obviously, we're in 2026. So Kelleher from Brentford, because at the moment, not a lot of people are going to go for Brentford defenders, and they have great fixtures. But because of Collins, Van den Berg, Ayer situation, you just don't know which defender to buy from Brentford. And with the goalkeeper, obviously, you don't have that problem. Now, is Kelleher against Brighton at home a huge upgrade on Raya? Definitely not. I think that I would play Raya instead of Kelleher. But again, Kelleher is that kind of goalkeeper who, again, obviously he saves me a lot of money and allows me to upgrade to Florian Wirtz, which that's why I'm doing this transfer. But he also have good fixtures. He's a good penalty saver. He makes a lot of sense, a lot of saves, and the fixtures for Brentford are pretty nice. Brighton at home, Burnley away, Bournemouth away, Wolverhampton at home in gaming 30, and in gaming 31, Leeds away. Now, if we compare these five fixtures to Raya's fixtures, now obviously let's just say four because Raya obviously is not going to play. So Brighton, Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves, compared to Spurs, Chelsea, Brighton away, Everton at home. Now, Everton at home, I don't have any problem with playing my Arsenal defenders in that fixture, but other than that, I think that Kelleher is slightly better. If you consider that he's much more cheaper, he allows me to buy Florian Wirtz. So I want to bet. I kind of want to bet against Arsenal defense against Raya because again I think that they are the best defense in Premier League. They are going to keep the most clean sheets this season. Raya is going to keep the most clean sheets from all the goalkeepers, but he's likely to get you 6 or 7 points. Is the in the most happy scenarios, and with someone like Kelleher, again, we need to consider obviously Arsenal are a much better defense than Brentford, but the fixtures are better for Kelleher. So I'm kind of thinking about doing this move, although it doesn't make a lot of sense. But if we go and I can show you, let's just say I'm going to do these moves. Pretty much these are my plans. These are the options, the permutations for me this gaming, assuming Haaland is going to be fit. If Haaland is going to be out, as I said before, I'm just going to sell Haaland to, I don't know, to a cheap forward, although I don't like any one of them, and I'm just going to sell Rice to Mohamed Salah probably and captain him. But yeah, if Haaland is fit, let's just make these moves. And here I'm going to finally they are recommending me to play Elliot Anderson over Florian Wirtz. There's no way I'm going to do that. So yeah, I have one free transfer that which I'm going to roll. If we move to gaming 28, here I'm going to have two free transfers. Again, here easy for me. Enzo is going to be Dango probably, or Shade, or some Brentford player, and that's how I'm going to have three Brentford players against Burnley away, which again, it's never a bad idea to target Burnley. Um, Now that would be one transfer. I will be left with another one, and here I could play. Honestly, here I'm going to play Munoz instead of Lacroix, definitely. But if I don't want to play Alderete, let's say, against Bournemouth away, I could just sell Lacroix. Or I could, at this point, I could just sell Lacroix to Virgil van Dijk if I want, against West Ham at home. But if we move to defenders, let's just see which defenders we have. I could go for Hill, who's going to play against Sunderland at home, Brentford, Burnley. Senesi again, but probably I'm just going to pick Hill. I could go for I could go for Anderson maybe not. Matty Cash could be an option, but yeah, probably not. So let's just say I'm going to do Lacroix to Virgil van Dijk at this point. If Crystal Palace are going to be confirmed to have a blank in gaming 31, so that's two transfer used. This would be my team for gaming 28. I think that it looks great. Definitely Kelleher against Burnley instead of having Raya against Chelsea feels okay. And in gaming 29 I'm going to have one free transfer. I think my team would be pretty okay. I'm just going to keep Munoz before gaming until gaming 31 probably. So yeah, Bournemouth, Kelleher against Bournemouth or Dubravka against Everton. I need to make that choice. uh, Rogers is not amazing. Here I could play obviously Alderete if I want. But yeah, my team would look okay. So I could just save the transfer, and that way I'm going to have two free transfers in gaming 30, and my team would look something like this with decent fixtures. Rogers against Man United away is not amazing, but I would have also Anderson if I want to play him, Munoz against Leeds, Gabriel against Everton, and then in gaming 31 I'm going to have three free transfers. Now Anderson is going to play here. Munoz, let's see if Crystal Palace are going to blank, and Gabriel. So Gabriel, in an ideal world, I would like to keep him because I have a lot of money tied up in him. The same with Erling Haaland. But again, if I want to take a punt on someone like Watkins, I can do that. But the thing is, I'm going to have three free transfers in this fixture in gaming 31. Probably I'm just going to sell Munoz to buy a player who has a decent fixture like Anderson against Burnley at home. 1.7 million in the bank, two free transfers still. So again, if I decide I don't want to play Alderete against Newcastle away, although again, maybe it's not worth doing a transfer here, my captain is going to be, I don't know, maybe Thiago or someone like that at this point, or maybe someone like Florian Wirtz. But the thing is, I could just sell Dorgu or Alderete. Doesn't matter that much for a 5.9 defender, which again, it could be Chow, it could be Hall from Newcastle, it could be even someone like Matty Cash if he's going to be fit. So again, I have a lot of possibilities, and that would leave me also with one free transfer, I think. So yeah, these are my plans at the moment. At the moment, as I said before, I can't give you a 100% guaranteed answer on what I'm going to do this game because I need to think a little bit more. But I'm leaning more and more towards trying to find a way to get Florian Wirtz because I feel like I want to go a little bit different. I want to have some fun with the game, and although maybe rolling the transfer would be the most sensible and optimal way to play the game and have forfeit transfers in gaming 28 and make a lot of moves in gaming 28, I feel like I want to try to attack. And again, today I just thought about this option, trying to find more way to buy Florian Wirtz opened up for me all the possibilities, and I just saw that I can sell Raya to Kelleher, which again in the next 3-4 I could see Kelleher even outscoring someone like Raya. So again, please let me know in the comments down below what would you do. But yeah, pretty much that's it for me, I think, for this video. Thanks a lot, guys, everyone, for watching this video this long. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, and also check out the memberships. This is the first Hall of Fame. Thanks a lot, Ibrahim Ayali, especially the first member of our channel. Thanks a lot for your support. Really appreciate it. So guys, if you want to see to check also the memberships, feel free to do it. But again, I'm going to try to upgrade this slide. Again, I know it doesn't look amazing right now, but it's going to get better. So thanks a lot for watching this video, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye. Apoi îmi bag gura lor